Men's are not for that. Even if they want to contribute, they are not able to do it. First of all, they are emotionless.
They are what?
Emotionless.
They are
Emo-
emotionless. Okay. Hello.
Hello, am I audible?
Karishma, you're audible after a long time. I think the last time we met, was it in the afternoon, Karishma, or was it in the evening session?
Afternoon, yeah.
The afternoon session, isn't it? Okay, that was long time back, I believe. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. So you remember me?
Yeah, yeah, I remember. I remember every conversation that we had regarding your profession,
Oh,
kind
great.
what is PIL, what is, in fact, I would want to go deep, maybe some other time. I'll talk about literally, I see, this is one thing that I enjoy when I find a person from another profession, which I don't know anything about. I would want to know about that so that I have some worldly knowledge myself.
Okay, great.
Isn't that a great thing? So that's why. How is your profession going?
It is going really great.
Okay, great, wonderful. So right now, is there something that you're working on in terms of what would I say? Some interesting cases that you find is a challenge to you.
No, not yet. My work is really simple. It's only limited till filing of application and registering them. I'm not still going deep into that. So
Okay.
that's very easy work till now.
Okay, fine. See, do you in future, right now, is this practice, the law practice that you're doing, is it your own firm, Karishma, or are you working for somebody else?
It is my own firm. Recently, I have
Oh,
incorporated. It is a partnership firm. Basically, I have two other partners with me. So
okay,
it has been 2 years now.
okay, okay. Just one question in this regarding your profession. After that, we'll shift to something else which interests you. Now,
Okay.
tell me the courtroom dramas that we see in movies. Is it by any imagination, even near to actually what happens in court?
Yeah, it is like if you talk about the setup, it is entirely the same which we see in the movies. It is exactly the
Yes.
same. The judge is sitting like that, but it is, different uh, jurisdiction by jurisdiction. If I talk about Delhi, it has more professional courtrooms as compared to the district court of Gurgaon. So
Mhm.
maybe there's a difference I have seen because I used to go to court in Gurgaon. And
Hmm.
at that time, I've seen the judges and even the advocates, they are not that professional. They're very casual. And
Hmm.
sometimes even they talk in Haryanvi language also. But I haven't seen the same thing in Saket Court, which is in Delhi. So that is too much professional. Even if you're not wearing your band or you're not wearing your coat, judge will directly tell you that why are you not in the uniform, or like he will point you out. But the
Yes.
same doesn't happen in the other court. But yes, if you talk about compare the literal things, like really movies or the courtrooms are exactly same. No, it's not like that.
Hmm.
People, there are not like so much of people who are listening to the conversation. As
Hmm.
we see in the movie, we always see that there's a long queue of people. They're sitting in the courtroom and they're just listening. There's nothing like the same, because most of the time it's only the relatives of that accused person, or maybe the defendant, like the person who is defendant. Those few people are there. It's not like the like lot more people. But
Yes.
sometimes when I was assisting one of the advocates there, so I was as a like working as a junior advocate, I was assisting him. So he, whenever he's arguing any case, whenever he has to go for an argument, he called his entire team to listen that argument, so that we can also learn the same method, that okay, this is how we should argue. So only
Hmm.
those people, juniors, assistants, and these are the advocates, like basically they are there in the courtroom. And but the
Okay.
setup is same.
Okay, great. But what I just had one opportunity to go I had to present myself as a witness to one of my
Oh,
team members who had met with an accident, and I
okay.
had to confirm something that he's an employee and all that stuff. Okay, it's never a kind of a so dramatic as they show it in movie. It's like
No, not at
it's
all.
just a normal conversation.
Normal, normal.
A person on the other side will cut in the middle, and this guy will counter argument, and this is very normal, nothing dramatic. But what
Nothing
caught
dramatic.
my, yes.
Most of the time conversation is having between the judge or the advocate only, because advocate is someone who is representing his client. So most of the time whatever the client or the accused person he wants to commit, uh, on his behalf, advocate put all those points in front of the judge, and judge directly asks the advocate only. So
Ah,
there is no other role of other people. Most of the time, it's most of the time is between the judge and advocate.
okay, great. See, okay, that's all about. We'll not continue our last conversations where I took maximum time talking about your profession itself. So we'll want to talk about something else. But I would want to know about yourself apart from being an advocate and being a YouTuber. So apart from this one, are there any interests that you have apart from these two, or are you a full time into these professions and you don't really have time to give to other interests that you might have?
No, I really do not have time to put like for any other thing. I am so much occupied with YouTube and my profession and my kids and my family. There are a lot of things I have to manage all together. Like this is 10 o'clock. I think it is second time that I'm having session at this time at night, because these days my mother-in-law is not well. So during day I have to take care of her. I have to be available each and every time for her. So I tried to not connect with other people during daytime. So I thought, okay, this is the right time to connect, because everything has done. Like everyone had dinner in the family,
Yes.
everyone is in their room and just taking rest. So I thought it's a quite comfortable time for me.
But what makes you see, being a lawyer, talking is one of the part of your job. It's what you do for a living, talking. Okay. Apart from that, what inspires you to come on YouTube, probably come on such a platform, and again talk to people? Last time itself, I remember I told you your English is quite good. What motivates you to come and talk like this to people and practice English?
Honestly speaking, I'm really talkative since my childhood, and I would love to connect with people, talk with different people, sharing my thoughts also. Because
Yes.
girls are like the same. Every girl wants that somebody should be there to listen. And I think YouTube is the best place for that. Create one video, half an hour, whatever suggestion you want to give, you whatever the experience you want to share with someone, you can share
Yes.
it with your audience. And you know what? That is only the platform where your experience will matter. People
Hmm.
will take advice, people will follow that, and it can surely change somebody's life. And I am sure, I'm pretty sure that I have a great impact on like many other housewife. I've inspired them to create their own YouTube channel or to do something to stand on their feet. Just do not limit yourself in the house and household chores or with your kids. You should also spend some time with yourself. So this is one thing I feel I'm very feel like happy about it. And I still remember yesterday I got a call from one of my subscribers, and she was like very thankful. She was saying like, Karishma ma'am, you literally changed my perception, and I'm really trying to work on my English, and I'm so happy when I watch your video. I feel so inspired. She says so many things, and my mother-in-law, she was also listening to her, and she also feels proud on me. Like, okay, she's doing something nice work. Like people appreciate. So
Daughter-in-law is a lawyer by profession, but what she does on YouTube kind of touches her more than.
yes, 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 yes.
Okay.
So I like it. I like talking to the people. Really, it's my interest. It's my hobby also.
No,
Yeah.
in fact, what you do on YouTube, probably I feel I have this feeling that somehow it has touched me also, because I have met some of the learners who come here and they tell me that Ajay, I saw your video on YouTube and I thought I'll come and talk to you and maybe work on my English. And then I go into my calculation and logical mind gets into which YouTube, who is that, who is the recent one, and you're the one who comes to my mind. I said okay, fine, yeah. I didn't remember your name exactly after that session, but I knew you're a lawyer and you have a YouTube channel, and I kind of connect the dots, and I say okay, yeah, maybe that channel kind of
Yes.
is getting me some traction, on YouTube. That's it. Nice. So
Yes.
yeah, I just wanted to know how did this if at all you are not a lawyer, if you are not a lawyer, definitely you would have been a YouTuber. But in terms of your education and your actual profession, Karishma, what were your other options when you were younger? Is this something that you pursued, worked hard for, and became a lawyer, or is it something that, as they say, life happens to you, and you sometimes you just don't have a choice, you just accept it? What kind of a situation was it?
The situation is that I have no idea that I'm going to be a lawyer. There's no clue at all. Since my like when I was in my graduation, I was preparing for chartered accountant. I was working hard for that. Have I had given exam, like
Mm-hmm.
what do we call, entrance exam or something like that.
Hmm.
So it was not clear in first go. So I thought it's not my cup of tea, and I just left that at the same moment. And I tried to be accountant. Then I worked hard for that also, but I find that accounting job really boring. Like you just need to do entries in tally and all. It was so boring. I have worked with a CA firm in Noida. So I worked for 3 or 4 months, and then I've realized I can't do it. It's like sitting job, and just you have to do one thing again and again and again. I don't like it at all. That was the turning point for me, and I quit that job. I worked with that law firm, and I've gained some experience. Then I pursued law, because experience matters a lot. When you are
Hmm.
young, you really do not know what you have to do with your life. Actually, you need some proper guidance for that. You need to identify your inner self, what you really wanted to do, what is your personal interest,
Hmm.
what are the thing which you like to do most. So I was, like I said, that I was a kind of
Hmm.
talkative person. I have this habit of arguing with everyone. So I thought, I think this is the best profession which suits me. And also, like, the advocates with whom I used to work, they appreciated me, and they asked me that, Karishma, you should do law so that you can also handle our hearing part. Because at that time I was not a lawyer, so I was not able to attend hearing, or I was not able to appear in the court. So
Hmm.
that's a
Hmm.
very, like, my sir motivated me to do that. But the moment I started pursuing law, I quit that firm and I got married. So I have
Hmm.
completed my LLB after my marriage, and then my older one, he came into my life, and I had to quit everything just for him. So when now, like, since he started going to school, I thought of resuming my career back, and I started focusing on my profession. And then slowly, YouTube always my passion. It's been my passion since I got married, and I had some time. I used to watch few videos, and that time I used to imagine myself being a YouTuber. I thought that I have this capability and I should do that. It was
Hmm.
always my mindset. But you know what? In the beginning, you really do not know how to start and where to start. You made a lot many mistakes, and
Hmm.
unknowingly. So
Yes.
I started with two different channels. One, I started with legal concept. It didn't work. Then again, I started a vlogging channel. It didn't work. And then English was also one of my passions since my childhood. I want to speak fluent English. So I choose this English area. And then the moment I started uploading my videos, people start liking me, and it becomes like slowly my habit to talk with people, to create videos and uploading them on YouTube. And now I really want to become a famous YouTuber. I'm really working hard for that.
Absolutely wonderful. See, I wanted to bring a little bit of a discussion here. I would want you to, bring forth your views also. See, in our system, in our Indian system, right now there is something called uh, maternity leave. Okay, all the offices, all the corporates are. I think it has been extended to, I don't know, six. It
Yes,
was 6 months and it has
6 months.
become 2 years or something. Has
Six
it
months I
gone?
have heard.
It has become 6 months. But I went into some forums where it was kind of went into years. I don't know. 6 months is
Mhm.
complete. 6 months is complete paid leave. But after that, they have a 1 year option of staying
Work.
at home and still working.
Yes,
So you
that's
don't
there.
have to really come to office, and that is something. And along with that, there is some talk of uh, paternal leave also.
Yes.
Okay, that the companies are offering in order to make both the husband and wife equal partners in
Mhm.
bringing up a new life into this world. Now, how much of this is a reality in Indian context? Okay, we have a kind of a patriarchal system where it is taken for granted. The fact is taken for granted that the woman will raise a kid and a man, whether he works or not, but the roles are assigned that he will work and run the family. Whether that happens or not, that's a different story. Okay, but in a system that we are entering where there is a maternal leave coming, there is a paternal leave coming, how much of that will transform into reality? How do you think will men fit into this new role of bringing up kids together? Draw some examples from your own life around you, your friends, your acquaintances, where you have seen, yeah, it is possible, and some cases where you feel, no, it's not possible. Men are not ready for it. There needs to be a lot of learning still happening. So please put some light on that.
Okay. So let's start from me. If you're asking me personally what my experience is, men's are not for that. Even if they want to contribute, they are not able to do it. First of all, they are emotionless.
They are what?
Emotionless.
They are emotionless. Okay.
This is what I feel.
I am
That
taking notes. I am taking notes.
they're emotionless. Mm, they cannot show their express their true feelings, and they cannot even express love. Maybe for children their point of view is little different, but exactly if it comes to doing a lot of things for a child, they cannot do it, as per my personal experience. But if I talk about the reels, I watch social media and I have seen many people, like they have a blogging channel, and there are many father, they are contributing equally in raising a child. They are changing diapers, they are like waking up at whole night taking child in his lap. Especially if I talk about foreign countries, they are literally like equally contributed, but in India it's not the case. Now it is evolving, like people, like men are also trying to give 50-50, but still they're not reaching up to the mark. They still need to
Yes,
work
they're
hard
not.
for
Yeah,
that.
they want to give 50%,
They
but
want to give,
they're not
yeah,
capable to come up to that level still.
yeah,
They're not trained well
because
enough. Okay.
not trained well enough, because the generation, the society, it is all about society. Because earlier, if I talk about the 90s people, they are the father at this era, right? So
Yes.
their bringing, it was all about all time putting in the air that it's your wife responsibility, it's a female responsibility, you should not bother about it. So somewhere that is there in their mind. But now the next generation which is coming up, it's actually my duty. If I feel like the people like me, the women like me, they have to raise their kids in a manner that they should teach them there is no difference between men and women. If your wife, she has to do something, you have to equally contribute. You should know the basic household chores. It's not something that only girls should know. A boy should also know how to cook food. He should also know how to survive alone. A girl can survive alone, but a boy cannot. He is always dependent. So it is not actually taught by the mothers. It's
Hmm.
all the mothers' fault. They always treat their son like a Raja beta, which
Hmm.
has to be changed. And literally, I'm not treating my son in that way. I always try to learn every skill which I have or whatever I do. I just always make sure that he should also understand that he can also do this and he has to do it.
Do you have anybody in your circles, in your inner circle of friends and acquaintances, where you have seen good and bad examples both?
I have seen good examples. Like few of my friends, they have good husband. They are actually equally contributing in raising their kids. See, somehow I cannot say that a husband has to be fully focused, because obviously they do their duty. If both will sit at home, who will earn? And expenses, it is increasing when one person come into your life.
Hmm.
So that is for sure. Like,
No, in fact, I would like to contribute. I would like to contribute to what you said just now. Okay, now you talked about a set role of earning to a man and a set role of taking care of the house to the woman. But now things have changed, Karishma. You are a working lady. Okay, and it's not, running a house is no more a responsibility of the man of the
Exactly.
house alone. Men are equally, women are equally contributing. Why not men? Probably something to do with our patriarchal society. You talked about mothers not teaching their kids, sons in particular, about what they are expected to do in life.
Yes.
But when what are the suggestions that you have particularly, okay, for a lady newly married but who is stuck with a guy who comes from this background, the patriarchal background, where he thinks roles are fixed. I will go and work. Again, whether he goes and works is another thing, but the house has to be maintained. Kids have to be brought up. That's a woman's role. How does a woman deal with a person if she's stuck with such a person?
What I feel is that women have this capability that they can handle both. They can handle both. Women have this capability.
That's
So I feel
exactly
that,
what, that capability is exactly what is making men incapable of
yeah,
evolving.
yeah, that is absolutely true. But you know what? But if the case is like that, if a man is like that, you cannot change him. You cannot change his perspective. Whatever he has learned throughout his like upbringing, you cannot change it within a few years. His mind will be changed after he will see his kids. Time has changing slowly. Maybe the progress will be seen, but not exactly the moment you want. What will happen if you will start asking him to do or contribute equally? Your relationship will no longer maintain. Either you have to divorce,
There will be
or you
frictions. You mean to
you
tell
have
there
to
will
get
be
separated. There is
frictions?
only one way. So if you want to keep that going, because obviously if you are in a relationship, you surely you love him, he also surely loves you. So just because of little extra work, why to ruin a relationship? I would say, I think if you can do, just do it, because it is only about a few years. Once your children will grown up, you don't need to face that, and that is only a phase of 10 years actually. The first 10 years are like literally difficult, but after that your life will be normal. Then you will start missing those things. So it
Hmm.
would be better not to break up, not to do separation. That is not the solution actually.
Do you
This is what my
suggest in Indian context, Karishma, there is nothing. See, whether it's a love marriage or an arranged marriage. In love marriage, the parents and from both sides meet, fix an alliance, and get married. In love marriage, obviously, we know a girl falls for a boy or a vice versa, and they get married. There is no concept of. I think in Christian community, I have seen this happening. There is something called a pre-marriage counseling.
oh
Okay.
nice.
Yes, there is a pre-marriage counseling where I don't know whether it's something that they kind of counsel that what are your
I
responsibility,
have
how you need
heard
to be.
about this. Yeah, it is
Yes,
exists.
yes. Do you think that will work for everybody? Anybody who gets married, probably get into some kind of a counseling, talk about it,
100%.
set your roles and what. Do you think that's
Yes,
going to
yes.
work?
110% I would say that you should counsel before going into marriage, because girls have their dreams. Like they feel like before marriage they're not allowed to do
Hmm.
whatever they want. They cannot go alone because parents always put restrictions on them. That is also because of society. It's not safe.
Hmm.
That's not even their fault.
Hmm.
So what girls feel, they feel that after marriage we are going to do this, we are going there, here, and we'll just enjoy. See, every girl is like the same. But the moment they get into this marriage thing, they girls especially, they stuck in the family. They won't even get the chance to go out of the house alone.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that is very difficult time for a girl to manage. Most of the time it is say it says like girls have to sacrifice but how long? How long?
Yes.
There should be a limit of everything now.
Hmm.
A girl who used to live freely, now she has responsibility of her children. She can't go
Hmm.
out of the house. She can't leave them alone. Wherever she's going, she's just carrying two kids along with her. So where is that freedom? No freedom. So I think counseling is really important, because girls feel that it's a dream which is going to be true after marriage. But the reality is something else which they do not expect, and girls don't think like too far. They don't
Absolutely.
think.
It's only after the marriage that they realize that
Yes,
that
then
the
you realize.
castle, the castle that they built in air is just
Yeah,
crashing
that's just
down. Yeah.
nothing. That's just nothing. And that is the only reason most of the people they are getting separated, because girls have this expectation before marriage that we are going to do this. Like just after, like, but after 2 years, after having kids, everything is just changed. They have to put all the efforts like in the family, and that time they feel frustrated. And men's are the same. I said that they are less expressive. They don't even show their love so that they can heal themselves. The girls can heal themselves, so that is also not possible. So I think it's very difficult for a girl to live in this world. She has to compromise. She has to be strong enough to survive in this country, like India especially.
I know that. I truly truly agree with most of what you told. But somewhere I have my own views. Probably we'll talk about it. Where you told that after 10 or 15, now this stage is only for 10 or 15 years. After that, if you're telling, उसके बाद तो आदत पड़ जाएगी ऐसे रहने की, चेंज होने की जरूरत ही नहीं है.
That might be true.
So you will get used to your role playing, and he will get his he'll get well trained in not doing anything at all, and you'll completely continue to live happily ever after. So that should
No,
not be the case at some point in time. As I told, a pre-marriage counseling is a good point to start,
good.
wherein some responsibilities are. It's true. If it's a dream for a girl, even it's a new world for a boy also.
Okay.
But he has been programmed in a particular way where he thinks that this is what women are supposed to do. It's their job. So they
Yes.
don't know that even they are a part of it now. So great conversation, Karishma. Somewhere, when see this is, I don't know whether you have spoken on this subject before or not, but I definitely admire the passion with which you spoke. Your English equally good, absolutely equally good. But when you talk on a very new subject, this one, probably there is a little bit of a struggle, is what I saw.
Yes,
Probably a
yes.
little bit of struggle is what I saw. So these are the things. See, these topics, the ones that challenge you from the core, which you're not